Dodgers World Championship Parade and Celebration is brought to you in part by Jack in the Box. Don't get haunted by hunger this Halloween. Try Jack's new mummy-wrapped monster taco today. Back out the Dodgers parade route. It's going to go from City Hall in downtown Los Angeles over to Grand Avenue to First Streets and then to Spring, and it wraps up right near Flower Streets and the library. And then the team will make their way over here to Dodger Stadium. The house is already packed. The Dodgers celebrating their 8th World Series championship in franchise history, taking down the Yankees in 5 games Wednesday night in New York. And we know they partied into the wee hours. They arrived back home yesterday at LAX. And now the celebration, it continues, Jerry. And you've been there before with the Yankees 15 years ago. You see the guys on their double-decker buses and what this moment is like.
These guys will never forget this moment, being with their teammates, with their families, celebrating, watching the fans go absolutely crazy. And again, that's what it's about, getting a chance to thank the fans as well, for them to support them all season long through their playoff run. You see Kike Hernandez right there. One of the reasons why he waited in free agency is to sign with the Dodgers, to have this moment, to be another champion and have his parade. Tell you what, I think Kike Hernandez is going to have a lot of fun during the parade.
Well, listen, the other thing about Kike Hernandez is the Dodgers, too, they recognize, like, why do you bring a guy like Kike Hernandez back? Because we know what he does and what he brings in October. But guess what? This October, he didn't disappoint. He did exactly what we have seen in the past, and he's one of the big reasons why these guys are World Series champions.
The intensity of the games finally matches the intensity he brings on a daily basis, and that's why he performs so much in the postseason. The concentration that he has without looking up at the stadium scoreboard and seeing a 200 batting average where he thinks he's a 300 hitter or wants to be. He has no pressure other than in the moment, I need to do something to help this team, and he does day in and day out.
Obviously, Orel, this team in 2024 far more talented than the 1988 championship team you were on. But in similar fashion, you guys had to overcome injuries that year. I mean, Kirk Gibson was hobbling through the NLCS and then had the one at-bat, of course, in Game 1 of the World Series. But you lost so many guys due to injury. This Dodger team had to overcome so much adversity all season long. Yes, we know about the payroll. We know about signing Shohei and Yamamoto and all these guys. But this is a team that was not whole throughout the month of October. And most people, I think, around baseball, we're not picking the Dodgers to win that first series over the Padres, and here they are as World Series champions, and it's great to see them be able to celebrate overcoming so much.
Yeah, in some ways, getting by the Padres was the Dodger World Series because they beat the Yankees in 5. The Yankees weren't the best team I don't think we played. I think the Padres were, and that's nothing against the Yankees. That's just like the way the two teams played. They took us to the brink, the Padres did. And when I think about this team, there's an all-star cast that was on the IL, especially with the starters.
Yeah.
And the reason people didn't pick us is because the starters, it was all question marks. Flaherty was kind of at the end going, every other start was good. Yamamoto was coming back from the IL. Walker Buehler was coming back from his second TJ and really hadn't performed up to levels. But you saw glimpses with all three that if they locked in and put some innings together, that they could really help carry this team. And that's really, they took a weakness coming in and they turned it into a strength against the Yankees.
And not only from the injuries to the starting staff, and that was why there was question mark, but also injuries to the bullpen throughout the season. So I think there was questions about that, and we get to see them on a regular basis, and we saw them all season long. We were saying this bullpen is so impressive because the way they performed all season long and into the postseason and how vital they were into the postseason. So yeah, all of those question marks came into play. But I'll tell you, what I saw last night was the tweet from our friend Dontrell Willis. Yep. I love that, where he says, I need a shirt, where everybody was picking the Padres over there on the network.
And they made one for him.
And the only one who picked the Dodgers was Dontrell. He goes, I need to this shirt. That's exactly right, because Dontrell, and guess what? The rest of Dodger Nation, they didn't lose faith. They believed in this team, and it takes, a team like the Padres, it takes like all these other teams, hot teams that actually, I think, kept them in that focus, in that frame of mind to continue to fight, and this team fought all season long.
And that's the point right there. D-Train knew the makeup of this roster, the makeup of the players that are in that clubhouse. The national media knew on paper, okay, the Padres are healthy. They got plenty of star power. They got the rotation intact. anytime a team like the Dodgers, okay, you lose Tyler Glasnow for the rest of your season.
Yeah.
Your ace. Gavin Stone is lost.
Yes.
Clayton Kershaw can't pitch anymore. And we just got Jack Flaherty continue to pitch, like you mentioned, every other start. We just got Walker Buehler back. What is he going to be like? Yamamoto just came back. So there's a reason why the national media picked the Padres during that series. But we knew the makeup. And this team, I think more so than any other team, played with a chip on their shoulder. Max Muncy goes up to Jeet. He goes to Alex Rodriguez and Big Papi. You didn't pick us on national TV, but we picked ourselves because we know the makeup of this roster, and this is a team of fighters and really representing the city of LA, a city of fighters.
And it didn't stop there because they also had to face a hot Mets team right after that. And it just, that momentum and that mentality carried on and all the way through, even to the World Series.
It was funny you mentioned Dontrelle Willis, D-Train. He actually texted me at 3:18 a.m. after the Dodgers had won the World Series, like, hey, you up? I'm like, of course I'm up. I can't sleep. He's like, I can't sleep either. He was that energized, but that's just, it shows the fit that we're all fans.
Yep.
We do this for our job, for this network, and for this Dodgers organization, but I grew up here and I was a fan. D-Train didn't grow up here, but he's still such a fan, and he's so invested, so involved. He texted me, he said he was going to be out here today, so hopefully Dontrelle will come by and say hello. But that just shows how invested we are. We're just like everybody else behind us. The difference is we're holding microphones and talking about it.
And we text with the guys. We have relationship with the guys. We see them here at the ballpark at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, during batting practice, after BP, what they're going through throughout the seasons, the injuries that they're going through, trying to fight through it. So we have an investment here because we want to see these guys fight because we know how hard it is to not just play at the big league level, but to win at the big league level, especially in the playoffs. These guys battle through so much adversity. And speaking of adversity, now the world knows what Freddie Freeman had to go through, endure with all the injuries that he sustained. We knew that. We knew what he was going through, but now the world knew. And that's why these guys continue to fight. No matter what happened, injuries would happen throughout the season. They did not let them, that stopped them from their ultimate goal and being World Series champs.
I think one of the coolest things is I don't think anybody questions whether we're fans because John Hartung's celebration goes viral. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? Friends already send me the pictures of Brandy Chastain and the memes. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
Really?
I mean,
I didn't even realize I did that.
Exactly. We all don't realize what we do. You know, the celebration that we had when Freddie Freeman hit that walk-off grand slam.
my gosh.
I mean, that was incredible. It's so genuine. And we were just celebrating with these fans why we love the set that we have here at Dodger Stadium with the Dodger organization. They put this, we love being around the fans and the energy they provide. So, yeah, we are fans and we get to celebrate just like them.
Yeah, I've been in the Dodger organization, been a Dodger since June of 1979 when I was drafted in the 17th round. You end up, you're a suspect, and then you become a prospect, and then you get to the big leagues, and all you want to do, like Landon Neck, you just want to be able to stay, right? I got added to the playoff roster when there was a suspension on the Dodgers in 1983, but I sat and just watched us lose to the Phillies. But then you continue on, and your heart just starts to break early on, and you're barely part of the team. Then you want to stay. Then you make contributions. Then you make a world championship, and then all of a sudden, your whole life changes. And this is life-changing for these guys on this bus right now. Everybody in the organization that participated, that wasn't hurt, was on that field, on the roster. Their life has changed completely because they'll be known as world champions the rest of their life.
Well, this may come as a surprise to absolutely no one, but the buses are stuck in traffic here in Los Angeles, so we're going to be a little bit behind schedule getting this thing going. But, Jerry, you mentioned Freddie Freeman, how the whole world now knows what he's been going through. You go back to July when his son Max was diagnosed with GBS and how hard that was on Freddie and his entire family. And then he comes back to play and he breaks his finger in August. He has that terribly sprained ankle in September when they clinched the division against the Padres. And then we find out, we knew he was dealing with something with his oblique area, but we find out that he has broken rib cartilage 2 days before the playoffs even started, to the point it was so bad that his father, Fred, said, Freddie, maybe you should just shut it down and just not play anymore. And Freddie's comment to him was, Dad, I'm never going to give up. I'm never going to stop.
But that's the characteristics of the Freeman family, not just Freddie Freeman. He learned that from his dad, and that's why Freddie looked at his dad. Are you kidding me? I wasn't raised that way. We're a family of fighters. And to go back to Max Strong, Freddie Freeman, what his family had to endure. If he would have stepped away from baseball, everybody would have understood. Everybody would have understood. He took a little bit of a break, stayed there with his family, stayed there with his son, and as he continued, he got better, he got back to the team. And then when he came back here to Dodger Stadium, his first at-bat, this entire stadium gave him a standing ovation. That meant the world to Freddie Freeman and his entire family, and that's why Freddie Freeman continued to fight despite the multiple injuries.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned it was not only the fans, and it was just an incredible moment, but, you know, the umpires, the opposing team, because we know moments like that, there's bigger than baseball. You know that there's family, and it's bigger than baseball, and we showed that. And you know what? I think these players and Orel, you can attest to this. When you win a World Series and when you see it, it's bigger than you. You know, that's what's great about it. You have that moment and you're able to achieve it. But then when you go on this parade, you go on that float and you see all the fans, you realize it is bigger than you, and you were able to accomplish that. And I think even in that moment, it is bigger than baseball, and recognizing that, listen, this is an amazing, amazing game that we get to be a part of, and that it can support you. It is you have your own family, but baseball can bring a bigger family that, you know, when it's all said and done, when times are tough, are there to support you. And boy, these fans really, really showed it to Freddie Freeman, and boy, did he show it right back.
You know, the whole Freddie story is kind of emblematic of what goes on with an everyday player. There's so much respect within a locker room for the everyday players because they play with aches and pains. They play with while they're hurt. They try and figure out another way to get on the field. They don't take days off, day games after night games. If they're a superstar, they're expected to be in there. And so when a guy like Freddie gets hurt, and then there's compensatory injuries around that as he's rehabbing, as he's trying to take batting practice, as he's trying to run, other parts of his body start to hurt. Everybody in that locker room knows what he went through, and they know what they're all going through. Nomar and Jerry know that the aches and pains of a daily, these are not weekend athletes. There's a game tomorrow or a plane flight the next day and a game the next day. It is a continuous battle that makes them respect each other, have a family atmosphere, and they really bond, and they bond even more when winning is the glue.
I think we're still waiting for some of our injuries to heal.
Yeah, definitely.
They ain't never gonna heal.
Right?
Yeah. Getting old is not for the weak-hearted. You got to be strong when you get old after being an athlete.
It's all worth it. And here, listen, we see these guys on the buses right there. Now it looks like the traffic has died down. Now they can start the parade. But this bus ride, these guys will never forget. And 15 years from now, they're going to be at Dodger Stadium together, celebrating the anniversary of this World Series championship. 25 years from now, they're going to be together celebrating this World Series championship. It, without question, is life-changing.
There were so many poetic moments throughout this October run. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the Walker Buehler Orel Hershiser story, because after the Dodgers won the pennant against the New York Mets, and we were sitting there inside the stadium, and Orel says, Walker reached out to me and he wants to know if he can wear my 1988 road gray jersey from the World Series. When you threw a complete game, Orel, to beat the Oakland A's, to bring that championship to Los Angeles, and then he wears your jersey to Game 1. Little did we know he would be wearing his own gray jersey on the road, finishing out Game 5 of the World Series with a strikeout to end it. It was just beautiful. It was poetic. And who knows, maybe 36 years from now, there'll be some other young kid who's not even born yet who reaches out to Walker and wants to wear his jersey.
Yeah, it was quite a tribute. Walker called me in the middle of the game after he threw 4 great innings against the Padres. In the 6th inning, I get a phone call, and he goes, "You have your gray jersey?" I said, "Of course, but we're going to have to FedEx it here. It's in Vegas at home." And I got it here. He wore it the night they clinched. His wife got mad at him because he wanted to wear it to the party, and she said, "Oh, it's going to get stained." I said, "Get whatever you want on it. It's got dirt from Oakland on it still. It can have stuff from you. It'll just make it more memorable." And then when I texted him the congratulations after getting the last 3 outs, which he got on slow curveballs, believe it or not, all 3 outs. One was a hanger for a ground ball to third. One was a curveball for a strike at 78 miles an hour that got a strikeout. And one was one in the dirt over the plate. All 3 looked like they could be on the plate and strikes. You know what? What Sandy taught me, what Don taught me, and what others have passed on to this generation, all of a sudden, he remade himself as a pitcher, and it brought this city another world championship. And he actually asked and said, I'm going to the bullpen in the 6th inning to Dave Roberts. They didn't plan on using him. It was kind of a relationship back to a time in '88 also.
Right.
I am not going to say Walker Buehler is me. I'm just going to say that there's a Dodger way to play ball that started when I came into this organization all the way back with Tommy and Don and Sandy and Campy watching us do our work. And it continues on today, and it is our job as Nomar and Jerry and John and myself and others around the organization to continue to pass on that work ethic, that dedication, and that knowledge.
I'm smiling right here and I'm chuckling because, you know, as a former player, it's pretty amazing because here we're just talking about the World Series they've achieved. They're at a parade, and Orioles breaking down every pitch and how it is. I mean, right, he knows every single pitch and what you feel, and he's exactly right. And he's talking about, because guess what? The players before him that taught him were breaking down the pitches. I know the same thing. I was fortunate to talk to all the former great players, and they're talking about him. And Ted Williams, he would talk about, you know, I'm getting to talk to Ted Williams, like, listen, that second pitch that you took or you went the other way, that's what I'm talking. You know, I love that. Or that breaking ball. What were you thinking in that moment on those pitches? That's the difference right there. We are fortunate as players to have those that came before us that we admire, that we respect so much. But that's the way they're talking about. Those are the conversations. And Oral here is talking about it right now as we celebrate. Those things stick out to us. That's what it's about. And we can't wait to share that for the next people that we see and say, hey, this is what you did well, this is what you did wrong, or what were you thinking? Because we want that inner knowledge and inner circle that we are so lucky to have experienced.
And here's the thing, the Dodgers, and it's no secret, every team uses analytics. The Dodgers use analytics. But if you go to this team, and especially that last game, manager Dave Roberts didn't use analytics, because analytics says, okay, you got to go get Blake Treinen. Blake Treinen is tired. Dave Roberts went up to the mound and looked at Blake Treinen in the eye. Can you get this guy out right now? Absolutely. Didn't need a iPad, didn't need stats. He wanted to look into Blake Treinen's eyes, because that's what it's about. When you're trying to win a championship, you have 26 heartbeats in that dugout. You got to understand your players. And then analytics say, do not bring in Walker Buehler. He has not come out of the bullpen this year at all. It's all about knowing your players, and Dave Roberts did an incredible job, not just in that clinching game, but throughout the whole season, managing the personalities, managing this team throughout injuries, and he better get his due when he walks into this stadium.
Absolutely, and I think even in this entire postseason prior to that, he even said postseason is different than the regular season. 90 feet matters, and there's other intangibles that we don't see. And the criticism he even took, and even some of the losses that they had over the course of this postseason, he was like, no, I have to look still at the bigger picture, and there's more games of play. You're exactly right. He deserved the Hall of Fame manager that is Dave Roberts. Better get the due that he
because
so
he
well
understood
deserves.
The playoffs are a street fight, not the boxing match. Analytics is more like a long sample size, 2-year spread. And look who walked into the set.
Yes.
They call him the train, D-Train.
I don't know if you heard me shouting out D-Train. I'm like, hopefully Dontrell will come by. D-Train, there you are. I was telling the story.
Once again, champions. Bulldogs, you deserve it. Champions.
Dontrell Will's about to get another ring here with the Dodgers this
God
time.
is good.
You got one as a rookie when you were with the Marlins, and I know this is really different. I was telling the story how you were texting me at 3:18 a.m. saying, hey, you still up? Neither one of us could sleep.
Listen, I'm so proud of the crew that I'm on, first and foremost. The city deserves it. The fans deserve it. The organization did it. It was truly an organizational win for everybody. All the arms, all the bodies. And I said it on Twitter. I'm going to say it right now. I don't want to hear any more Dave Roberts slander. I don't want to hear anything else about Dave Roberts.
He's a Hall of Famer now.
He was absolutely excellent. This crew is excellent, and this city is going to be rocking and rolling. So keep it down in downtown. I want that shirt when you picked the Dodgers. Poppy, Jeet, A-Rod, they didn't pick the Dodgers. You did. I want that shirt.
You're the only one.
Listen, I'm going to split that winnings with all y'all, and it's a big pocket of winnings. I went in A-Rod's pocket. You know that pocket deep is going to be a little lighter because I picked the right team. The best team won the World Series, and I'm super proud of them. They deserve it. They really deserve it. And I'm super proud to be on this crew, man. Thank you, guys.
It's our pleasure to have you. Looking forward to many more years. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Take care, guys.
The D-Train, Dontrelle Willis. And we always talk about how Dontrelle never threw a pitch, never played a game, never wore the uniform with the Dodgers. The fans absolutely love him. He bleeds Dodger blue now. And I want to go back to what we were talking about, the sacrifices that these guys make because they want to win so badly, or they push themselves to limits that maybe they didn't even know that they could reach. Blake Treinen going 2 1/3, throwing 42 pitches after missing most of the last 2 years. And then Walker Buehler in the 5th inning telling Dave Roberts, I'm going to go down to the bullpen, to where Brent Honeywell sees him walking down to the pen. He's like, what the bleep are you doing down here? He's like, I'm getting ready to pitch if Doc needs me. And it just goes to show how much these guys want this, and they will do whatever it takes to get over that finish line.
Yeah, and with Walker, you're talking about a guy who's a free agent. So he let it all on the line, his contract, his health, his whatever. Because you know what? He's a short-term champion thinker. That's why he's a big game pitcher. Short-term, get it done. I want the pressure. I want the ball. The worst thing you can have as a pitcher is watching somebody else pitch. So you want the baseball. And when we talked about that and how bad they want it, I'm telling you how bad Dave Roberts wanted. He could barely watch that last out. And remember, with a baseball, it's about probabilities, right? Everything's probabilities, and it's probabilities from past facts. Well, that's what a manager's role is. Put your players in the best position to do their job and to win the game. And Dave Roberts put the players in those positions, and then he took what Jerry was talking about, the look in their eyes, the moment, the character, and said, it could end up at 42 pitches for Blake Treinen, and he's supposed to be out of the game. But I ain't taking this guy out of the game because he's got the heart of a lion, and the heart of the lion was actually walking down to the bullpen, too, to back Blake Treinen up.
They call themselves the Dogs. And then they're probably, Brett, what are you doing here? He's like, listen, you're right. You guys are the dogs out here in the bullpen. Don't get me wrong. There are dogs on that staff, and they were all open and ready to go out there and deliver. So, and we know Walker Buehler. We're not surprised that he did that. And I guarantee you there were so many others that said, Dave, I am ready. I'm ready when you need me and however you need me. And also, that also says a lot about Dave. We have so much faith and trust in you. We're here for you.
And you know what's also great? We just saw Pages right there on that bus. Young players are seeing this, okay? They're seeing this team win in a variety of different ways. You see the minor leaguers as well, what it takes to be a champion. And having manager Dave Roberts and the front office trust young guys. How many times throughout the whole season did we trust our rookies to go out there and help us win ball games? So it's great to see and refreshing. We have a variety of veterans, superstars, and young players as well.
Well, we saw Miguel Rojas on one of those double-decker buses. Got the victory stogie in hand, and people are singing happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela behind us. What a great day here in Los Angeles. Yes, applause for the happy birthday to Fernando Valenzuela and some of the other fans who were out here. Nomar, listening to Mookie Betts the other day, talked about all of these championships. They're so special. He's been fortunate enough now to win 3 of them. He said 2018 was great with the Red Sox, 2020 was great here, but he said there's just something about this team. And I don't know if it's because of maybe the failures of the past 2 years and Mookie Betts taking it so personally and blaming himself for some of those early exits the last couple of years. But it seemed like maybe there was born out of those 2 failures the last 2 years a certain element of fight and grit and heart that this team showed all season long, and it continued here in October. And I think maybe that's why this one feels a little extra special for all these guys.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right, John. I think what Mookie Betts has had to endure, what they went through, and, you know, we know the expectations of this team. You know, we always say at the beginning, you know, we talk about it all the time. What's the expectation of this team? We're like, they got to win the World Series or bust. And you're like, wow, is that a lot of pressure? Well, they think that too. You know, is it pressure? Yeah, but you want that pressure. That's why you play this game. That's why you embrace it. That's why you want to be a part of an organization like this, because you want to have the opportunity and expectation to win a World Series every single year. But I think there's a few things that probably wear it on Mookie Betts. And listen, unfair for me to really speak for Mookie Betts, but I think, 2020 and the fact that everybody's talking about an asterisk or that doesn't count. And then you're talking about a team when you have the best record in all of baseball, the way you just dominate the regular season, and then you get knocked out so quickly. And then also the performance that he knows that, when you're actually counting on guys like Mookie Betts to go out there in the biggest stage, and he struggled in those moments. So then you've taken this season, and probably the season where, the expectations were high again, and they were picked at the beginning of the season, but all of the injuries and all the adversity and everything they had experienced, and then on top of that, to still go out there and battle through the end, I think there's that fight. This is different from all of those other years because of what they had to endure, and it makes it that much sweeter and that much more special to be able to have a parade like this.
I got a chance to golf with Mookie Betts probably about a month and a half after they got eliminated by the D-backs. And then obviously watching the D-backs go to the World Series, Mookie Betts was crushed the way the Dodgers, fell short once again, crushed the way he didn't perform in the postseason. You can just see it on his face, but he knew that, I got to right the ship. I got to make sure I come back stronger than ever. And once spring training rolls around, collectively, this group is going to be on a mission. And boy, were they on that mission. They didn't let anything get in their way. And now you see Clayton Kershaw, the rest of the crew, have their parade and celebrate with the fans.
The memories will stay with you forever. And the guys who have the opportunity to play in multiple World Series, but also lose one, those stay with you too. You've got to find a way to win one so that you have the positive memories over the negative ones. And so I know with Mookie and Freddie and different guys, this is salve. This is a Band-Aid. This is like a redemption from the years past where they've had the negative memories. Now they've got a huge positive memory.
And Jerry, you joined that 2009 Yankees team that was absolutely loaded. You joined them at the All-Star break. There was a lot of pressure on that team to win that championship. We talked about it going back to FanFest. Even Mookie Betts admitted that they were going to be every other team's World Series every time they played them during the regular season because of the star power, because of the offseason these guys had. And all year long, through the adversity and through the expectation and that pressure that was mounting on them, they overcame all of that. And to still be here celebrating a championship through all of that is really incredible.
It's incredible, and that's the difference, too. Listen, every team has some sort of pressure when you become champions, but go back into that 2009 team with Jeter, A-Rod, Mariano Rivera. It was like traveling with the Beatles. They were expected to win, and when you're expected to win, especially with that star-studded team, it is that added pressure. But the one thing I learned being on that team is no matter who you are, whether you're the superstar or the 25th man, now in this generation, the 26th man, it's all about one goal. I don't care who you are, help us win. It's all about that mindset, and that's what this team had. They didn't care if you're that superstar, whether you're Clayton Kershaw, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, or the 26th guy, in our case, the 35th guy. We had so many guys contribute coming up and down from the minor leagues. It's all about that one goal, is put yourself in position to win that championship. And once you get to the World Series, finish the job. This team did that.
I think this year, I don't think it's the 35th. I think it was the 51st, 57th, or whatever. I mean, it was in the 50s, I think, that all contributed. And, it goes back to spring training when Dave Roberts is talking to all 50 guys out there in spring training and says, we're going to need each and every one of you. And, boy, any year there was, he did need each and every one of them. And they are all part of this celebration.
It's been such a transition in this organization and all of baseball, really, the culture of needing guys in multiple positions, needing guys in multiple places in the batting order, needing guys in different roles in the bullpen. We really ended up without a closer, right? We had bullpen by committee. It was kind of invented back by St. Louis by Whitey Herzog, bullpen by committee, where we saw it with the Cincinnati Reds with the bad boys, and now we got the dogs of the bullpen, and you bring a dog in at any time and he'll eat from the bowl of baseball.
All right, let's head downstairs, actually over to City Hall. The mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass, to kick off this World Series championship parade.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. You can hear me?
Yep, your mic is good, Karen Bass. You can go ahead and go.
Test 1, 2, 3.
Boy, Arl, you can hear the energy there at City Hall and on the parade route.
It is crazy. We can talk as long as the mayor's not, but once she starts talking, we need to be quiet. But
absolutely.
Unbelievable once she knows her mic is on.
Welcome. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers. All right, welcome to Dodger Nation. We want to thank the families, our team. We want to show the world that this is Dodger Nation. Everybody gonna celebrate today? Celebrate, celebrate peacefully. Have a great day, LA. Let's go Dodgers. Let's go Dodgers.
Well, the parade is about to begin officially in just a moment. But what an incredible turnout, Jerry, here in Los Angeles. I know a lot of people have been given the day off, whether it's from school or from work, to all be a part of this celebration.
And we can understand the chaos because there's so many people out there celebrating their Dodgers on the streets. And again, this is their opportunity to thank the team that fought for them, fought for this city. And those fans also remember 2020 and that team that fought, everybody getting a chance to celebrate their Dodgers.
And you know what? They're not just filled in the streets. They are filled here at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
They cannot wait for their World Series champions to come here to Dodger Stadium. I mean, it is electric throughout this entire city.
The love in this city is immense for the Dodgers. It's a uniting factor of this city. And when you think about it, these fans had to make a choice. Do I want to go to Dodger Stadium or I want to watch the parade? There's only so much capacity here at Dodger Stadium, so the overflow is on the streets. So what you see on the streets is not even half of what's going on here at Dodger Stadium behind us and among us. And the people here are so excited. This parade is on the Diamond Dodger Vision here at Dodger Stadium. They're getting to watch all this. They're getting to hear our voices. But these people on the street are getting to experience the players right now.
Well, and they opened the gates here at Dodger Stadium about 3 hours ago. And this place was already filling up. It was getting packed. They sold out Dodger Stadium in just a matter of a few minutes.
John, that helped Jerry get in because a lot of that traffic that he usually gets stuck in was already in here.
But it just goes to show how excited everybody was to be here because, Nomar, you mentioned it. It feels like a game day. We've been out here for playoff games all throughout October. And just driving in and walking into the stadium, it feels like, okay, I'm getting ready for first pitch. Let's go.
Yeah, you know, we walk around the stadium too, John, before the first pitch. We do that on a regular basis, you know, going back and forth through the concourse, and we did that again today. And we were just talking about, it is just such a different feeling. We know these Dodger fans are here. They're excited about what the game on a game day, excited about the game, excited about to see their Dodgers. Well, now that excitement is they're excited to see the World Series champion Dodgers. And it is, there's no tension. It is just pure joy. And look at these guys taking it all in as they should.
How happy is Teoscar Hernandez right now?
Oh.
Seriously, he bet on himself. He could have taken a couple-year deals with a variety of clubs. He said, no, I'm going to the Los Angeles Dodgers on a one-year deal. And boy, did he deliver. Big
wait.
Oh, boy.
Wait. That's Walker Buehler. I'm going to say that's a beer bong, and he's wearing Oral's 1988 World Series jersey. Are you kidding me?
After I congratulate him in a text, he goes, "Do you mind if I keep the jersey on through the parade?" So I'm not going to wash that jersey. It's not getting dry cleaned. Whatever stain he gets on it, it's just added to the '88 celebration.
Who's going to drink more, Walker Buehler in 2024
Buehler.
or
Buehler.
Hershiser 88?
I'm taking Buehler over anybody and
goodness.
everybody.
I think he already has.
You know what? And that's what this moment is for, because this is the last celebration of all celebrations we've seen. We saw this team clinch the division here at Dodger Stadium. They won the division series here at Dodger Stadium. They clinched the National League pennant at Dodger Stadium. And yeah, it would have been cool to see them win it tonight, the World Series. But this is awesome. They celebrated at Yankee Stadium, and now they get to party with the city of Los Angeles today.
And what do we see right there on top? We see the owners of the Dodgers that have come in and have made a commitment that we have seen year after year and the focus to bring a parade year after year. Here they are getting the parade, and guess what? This isn't the last one they want. They are committed to continue bringing this.
And that commitment, I was on that 13 team when Magic Johnson came down and addressed the entire team and that clubhouse, said, listen, we're not just committed this year, we're committed going forward. And boy, have they delivered. At the stadium, they really made this stadium look really, really nice. It was always a historic stadium, but they've really made it look nice. And now look at the fans, the sea of people celebrating with their Dodgers.
Where we are right now here in center field, John, is now the new front door of Dodger Stadium with Jackie Robinson and Sandy Koufax on our stage. And this is where the players are going to come in when they finally arrive here. They are going to walk through off of the buses through the center field gates as they are presented to the fans that are here at Dodger Stadium.
I'm old enough to remember when I was able to skip school and come to Dodger Stadium or City Hall when the Lakers won championships and had parades and the Dodgers had parades. But it's been 36 years since they've had a parade here for the Dodgers. There are so many people lining the streets who are here in the stadium today who don't even know what this is like to have a parade in Los Angeles for the Dodgers, to experience this day. And so it's not just for a lot of the players, but so many fans here in Los Angeles experiencing this for the very
now
first time.
those kids, those teenagers now get a chance to celebrate with their parents, grandparents. And Nomar, you've always mentioned it. This is generational. You're celebrating the entire Dodger franchise, and that's what your team did in '88, Oral. What Fernando Mania did for entire culture, to be able to celebrate generationally is so important for the city.
I met like a 36-year-old guy today who has my name. Now, I'm glad maybe Walker Buehler is going to be a better name for people. You know, maybe some kids will get named Buehler. Maybe some kids will get named Walker. There's not many named Oral, but I met one here today that showed me his driver's license, said, I was named after you. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm glad Walker got the last out.
Well, we see the guys making their way down the parade routes. And boy, it is just packed on both sides of the street. Here in Los Angeles, everybody want to get a close view of their heroes, the 2024 Los Angeles Dodgers, the World Series champions for the 8th time in franchise history. Jerry, it's just incredible.
The 8th World Series title in franchise history in year 2024. 8 and 24. Who wore those numbers here in LA? Some guy named Kobe Bryant, 8-24.
The job is finished, though.
The job is finished. And you see the cigar. You see a little bit of the bubbly, a little bit Budweiser as well. The fans getting a chance to celebrate with their team.
It was great to see Clayton Kershaw getting his first parade, year 17 in the big leagues, a 2-time champion, and he's a father of 4, and he's got his youngest on his shoulders experiencing this moment with him.
And he's coming back to pitch next year, so we get another year.
And he says he will be a Dodger.
Yep, and that'll be fantastic.
Anybody was wondering.
Yep.
And I'm telling you, this is so special to someone like Clayton Kershaw.
Hello.
Hall of Fame pitcher. We know he's been dreaming about getting the World Series, and we saw when they won the World Series in 2020 when he says, I can't believe we are World Series champions, and the way he said that and what it meant, and then them not able to get that parade. Well, Clayton Kershaw, here's your parade. You are a 2-time World Series champion.
And that's going to be on his plaque, hopefully, when it's all said and done, a 3-time World Series champ, because Earl mentioned he'll be back next year. And listen, you see the families there, you see the kids. My son Jackson is 19. He's at college right now. He was with us in that parade, and I asked him, do you remember that parade? He was 4 years old. Dad, all I remember was a sea of people and it being very, very loud. So even 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, little Charlie Freeman, Kershaws are going to remember this moment.
And you have to really enjoy this moment. You have to embrace everything that this day brings you, because I remember as a kid when the Dodgers lost to the Yankees in 77 and 78, and then they beat them in 81. I just assumed they were going to play the Yankees in the World Series all the time because I was young and I didn't know any better. Little did I know it'd be 43 years before we saw another Dodgers-Yankees World Series, and that's the reality of it. As you guys know, you never know if and when you're going to get back here, whether you're a player on one of those buses right now or even for the fans.
Yeah, you've got to be 5 or 6 years old before you're going to have a memory of a parade or something that's going on. So along this parade route, there are 45-year-olds, 42-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that are crying that they finally got there. The frustration of 17, the no parade in 2020, and now in 24. And they are adults in midlife crisis almost, and they're bawling looking at this team going down the streets of LA.
All right, we've got David Vassegh on one of those double-decker buses standing by with the Home Run Derby champ and now World Series champion Teoscar Hernandez.
All right, I'm here at Teoscar Hernandez. We're on the parade route. Teo, did you realize how much this city loves you?
This is crazy, man. I love this. This is a dream for me, and I love it. I love it. I honestly love the fans, and thank you for all the support. Always been there, and for welcoming me to the Los Angeles and made me feel part of this family.
What does it mean to you to have them chant your name on a championship parade?
It means the world. This is everything for me. This is why I play, and this is the last thing that I wanted in my career. And here we are celebrating with the fans, and this is loud right here.
You believed in yourself when you signed with the Dodgers. Do you feel like the game rewarded you?
Yeah, I think I got a little more than I was expecting, but it's been a hell of a year, and I'm happy to be part of this.
Hopefully we can run it back next year.
Yeah, hopefully.
Enjoy the parade. We love you.
Thank you. Me too.
And the whole city of Los Angeles loves Teoscar Hernandez. We just heard him say this is everything. And Nomar, this is why he took a one-year deal. He said he wanted a chance to play in October again. He wanted a chance to maybe win a World Series. And it was a storybook season for him, winning the Home Run Derby. And now he's a World Series champion. And he has said publicly numerous times his first choice would be to stay here with the Dodgers. But the business of baseball, we'll see how it all works out.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. But we know he's just a tremendous fit for this ball club, you know, in the clubhouse. And then obviously what he provided on the field. We talk about how clutch he was throughout this entire season. And in the postseason, he finds a way. I mean, there's more to building this team than always just all about the superstars. They have that, but you also need these guys that understand the roles and that come up huge in those moments. And Teoscar's not afraid of the big moment. He came up huge throughout this entire season. But the other thing, though, too, is why does a guy like Teoscar Hernandez willing to take that chance, that one-year deal? Well, it's also from all the guys before in the years past. It's what the Dodgers, it's from the ownership, but also the Dodgers, that they were always beating on the door to try to win a World Series. That the expectation is in the World Series year after year after year, even if they don't win it. But the fact that there is that level of expectation, you want to be a part of it. So a guy like Teoscar is willing to take that chance to say, listen, I can go out there and accomplish it. And here they are and accomplishing it together.
And that's why it's so important when you make these type of deals, like at the trade deadline. Yes, you want talented players, but you want players that fit what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and fit this team and this roster. So when you trade for Tommy Edman, does he fit? Of course he fits. Michael Kopech, Jack Flaherty, and when you sign a Teoscar Hernandez with John, you know I was clamoring for Teoscar Hernandez day one because I trust the players that I played with, and the guys that are in different organizations. He goes, man, Teoscar would be perfect for you guys. He fits that clubhouse, his personality, it's infectious, and he's also clutch. He lived up to the clutch and the personality to fit this team perfectly. I hope they see that and he comes back here and is wearing that Dodger blue. He is the perfect representation of what these Dodgers are all about.
Ownership has done an amazing job. Andrew Friedman coming here, he was labeled as the sabermetric guy, remember? He never was a sabermetric guy. He uses that as a tool. He's a character individual. He builds teams through character. And to do that, you have to look off ball. And what I mean by looking off ball is you watch Tommy Edman play when the ball's hit to somebody else. You watch Teoscar Hernandez in the dugout when somebody else hits a home run and he becomes the guy who does the sunflower seed bat. You watch Jack Flaherty when all of a sudden he gives up a home run. And what does he look like when he gets the ball back from the umpire? Is he locked right back in? This is the off-ball characteristics that this organization gets. And when you look off-ball, you build a team because A-type personalities, energy and anal detail people do not like B's and C's. Yeah. They only like A's. You have to have a clubhouse of A's. If you don't have a clubhouse of A's, I don't care how much ability you have, you will not have a team. And that's what this team is. That's what the teams have been since Andrew Friedman has been here. They've been a clubhouse of character and teams. And Dave Roberts understands that, and he builds the culture. But I'm so glad these guys are having a parade because it is the culmination of their type personalities living in a clubhouse and battening down the hatches and pulling for each other. And this is an off-ball team.
Well, it's such great points that you made, all, because yes, of course, you need the talent, but character matters and fit matters, and this team fit perfectly well this year. That's why they are World Series champions. I can't even imagine what a 10-year-old Jack Flaherty would be thinking if someone told him, yours someday will be on a bus as a World Series champion with your hometown team, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Right now, Jay Flair is standing by with DV.
Here's my guy from the great 1-8, Jack Flaherty. What does this mean to you, man, to see this city celebrating all of you?
This is unbelievable. Like, seeing Freddie pictures everywhere. Freddie's a freaking man. I love that dude. I would give him a kiss right now. Like, he's the city's showing out. It's unbelievable.
Did you realize how much you guys meant to this city?
No, I did not. Not until right now. People fucking lighting up on the freaking buildings and everything. It's unbelievable. Replicas, oh my God.
Hey, you've seen Laker parades. This has doubled that size.
This is unbelievable. I love this city. I never want to leave.
Let's run it back.
I never want to leave.
Jack Flaherty, hometown kid, making hometown dreams come true. Celebrate the party.
Never, ever want to leave.
He's never leaving.
Love to hear Jack Flaherty, LA native, saying this is unbelievable. It certainly is. Right now, we've got Nikki Kay from Spectrum News 1. She's near the corner of First and Grand.
John, standing down here amongst the fans as buses were passing through, I have never heard a roar so loud and so palpable, and the engagement from fans as the players were waving. Dave Roberts lifting the commissioner's trophy. It was absolutely sensational. I think so loud that my cell service dropped, but you could feel the emotion and the connection between the fans and this team. What a moment. I will never forget it. Going to send it back to you.
Great stuff, Nikki. And boy, you hear Jack Flaherty, who's from here, say he didn't realize how much the Dodgers meant to this city. And he's born and raised until he sees the reaction of these people, how loud it is and how crazy it is down there. We've got Kirsten Watson with another member of the 2024 World Series champs, second baseman Gavin Lux.
Gavin, to be up here at this parade, what does it mean to you?
Oh, this is awesome.
These are the best fans in baseball right here. I think they said 2 million people are coming out, and this is unbelievable right here. Just seeing how many people love us, and we love them. These are the best fans in baseball.
Is this everything you imagined and more?
This is more. This is better than I thought it was going to be right here. This is amazing.
Can you believe it? You're a World Series champion.
No, that's what you dream about your whole life if you play baseball, and this is special right here.
Enjoy it, Captain.
Boy, this is why these guys wanted a parade. They wanted one in 2020. They're getting one now, Jerry. And to hear all the players say, it's even better than they expected. It's exceeded all of those expectations, but that's how much this city loves this team.
Jay Flair is from here, okay? He knows LA does it big. Jay Flair grew up a Laker fan, Dodger fan. He knows what LA is all about. And for him to say, oh my God, this is insane. LA is on fire right now, and it's great to see.
This is why they want them year after year after year. We've seen it with the Lakers, talking about the city of champions. You understand, we've played here. We've all been able to put on that Dodger uniform. We feel it on a daily basis when we walk into this stadium and we're on that field and we see the fans. So we feel it. We always say, we need you. We feed off that energy. And this is the culmination. This is why. Because when you win it all, then the fans go out there and once again show you exactly what they're feeling and the passion on a daily basis. Yeah. Let me tell you, it is reciprocated because the players, a season is a grind. We always talk about it. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. And to get through a marathon, you need a drive. And that drive that lifts you up, that inner drive that lifts you up, comes from the fans. So this is a way to thank them, and this is a way the fans are also thanking them for bringing the joy.
We all feel so good as fans. We feel so good for the city of Los Angeles, for this Dodgers organization, the ownership, the front office, everybody, and all of the players. But I don't know if anybody feels better from someone like Clayton Kershaw, who is celebrating this for the first time in year 17. Kersh right now is with Kirsten.
Ian, you're finally getting this parade. How incredible is it?
It's the best thing I've ever been a part of. It's incredible. I've never seen so many people in my life. And they're all Dodger fans, and they all love it as much as we do. It's unbelievable.
When you think about Los Angeles baseball, is this everything this means to the city? This is Los Angeles baseball right here, Dodgers baseball.
I don't even know what you asked, but I'm so excited right now.
When you see all these fans here, this is the epitome of Los Angeles Dodgers baseball.
Look at that. It's incredible. I've never get to experience anything like this, and it makes everything worth it. Worth it.
You're a two-time world champion. What does that mean?
Two-time!
Clayton!
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, a well-deserved moment of celebration oral for Clayton Kershaw. And to hear him say, best thing he's ever been a part of, and he's never seen so many people. He pitches here at Dodger Stadium in front of 50,000 people on the regular, but he's overwhelmed by what he's experiencing right now.
LA's on the West Coast, right? And there's a Pacific Ocean. Well, he's looking at an ocean of people. And he is finding out that when he comes to work every day and pays the price, these people have a love for the Dodgers, and we are a distraction from their regular life where they come every night to celebrate and to enjoy baseball and to love their Dodgers. And now he's getting to witness what these people feel during the regular season when they come to 81 home games and they come to the playoffs and they come to the World Series and they're coming to the parade and then they're coming to the rally. The players and Clayton Kershaw are getting to experience what they experience here and love baseball.
Or even when they take over a stadium like they did in Yankee Stadium,
yes,
but over there and showed them what Dodger Nation is all about.
Well, you hear the Freddie chants. I go back to when Tyler Glasnow was traded to the Dodgers, and he was telling us the story at FanFest, how he grew up here in LA, and he would come to games as a kid, and he would look down and see the players hanging over the railing in the dugout thinking, man, how cool is it to be those guys? They don't have to go to school tomorrow. And he had to go to school. Well, nobody's in school today. They're all here, either at the parade route or here at Dodger Stadium. And Tyler Glasnow here as well as a World Series champion, and he's with David Vassegh.
Tyler, you grew up a Dodger fan. You're part of a World Series champion now. First team to experience this since 1988.
this is unbelievable. I had no idea it was going to be like this. I didn't even know this many people existed. This is unbelievable. Like, it seems like the entire city of LA came out today. It's phenomenal.
A lot of you guys are so locked in. Did you realize how much the city and how much you mean to the city?
It's incredible. Yeah, like I think the support for every single player on this team is unbelievable. It transcends baseball. It's bigger than baseball. Just to be a part of it.
The roar from the crowd, Jerry, all along the parade route, and each and every one of these players just being overcome in the moment here today.
And that's telling. Think about it. These players play in hostile environments. They play in a packed Dodger Stadium every single night. They just came from the Bronx in New York, a packed house, and to be overwhelmed by a sea of Dodger fans in Dodger blue, that is a sight to see. And LA has waited years for their Dodger team to celebrate and have this parade, and they are taking advantage of it.
You know, you dream about it as a kid. You know, Clayton Kershaw, he has worked so hard and going, okay, all we want is to win a World Series. And when we talked about it 2020, we experienced that. And you think about, yeah, we missed out on the parade. And you imagine what it would be like. And then it...
Don't need to imagine it anymore.
You don't have to imagine.
Now.
Here it is, and it exceeds beyond your dreams of what you ever thought of it.
You can't stop smiling. You can't stop smiling. You drive down 110, you drive on the 5, you drive on the freeway, you're going to work, you're going wherever you're going, and you just can't start smiling. And you wonder, why am I still smiling? It's like you're smiling because you've accomplished something that you've wanted for so long.
And we already heard a bunch of Freddie Freeman chants. Freddie, Freddie. The LA fans know just how much joy he brought all of them with his performance of a lifetime in the World Series, winning the World Series MVP honors. Right now, Kirsten is with Fab Five. Freddie.
Freddie, how amazing is this parade? All these fans for you guys.
Yeah, this is incredible. LA really showed out today.
Can you believe just not about 36 hours ago, you became a two-time World Series champion, and now you're celebrating this moment?
No, it's hard to believe, really. I haven't sunk in yet, but I think this is made up for 2022. These fans are going crazy, and this is fun to be a part of.
When you think about celebrating something with all of these guys, what does it mean to you, and how special is this group?
Yeah, it means a lot. This is all for the fans, though, because, you know, on those Tuesdays in June, there's still 53,000 people at Dodger Stadium, and this is what it's all about. And they came out and support us, and with these group of guys, this is special.
This is a long year for so many reasons. To be here to celebrate with your family, these guys, can you believe it?
It's hard to even put into words. Max is over here having a blast. Charlie's throwing things right here. It's been a long year, but everybody's healthy on our bus, and this makes everything so much better.
Enjoy all of these moments. I know Southern California can't get into this in LA. It's got to be special.
I know. This is amazing. Being from Southern California and seeing a parade like this is even better.
Congratulations, Freddie.
Thank you, Kirsten.
Well, as they say, all is well that ends well, and boy, 2024 is ending beautifully for Freddie Freeman and his family. Freddie is a World Series champion. We heard him talk about Max. Max is here. He's having a great time, and Freddie posted video last night. He went trick-or-treating with Max, and Max was walking around in his Spider-Man costume. It's just a great ending to what has been a turbulent year, a difficult year, but it ends in the best way possible, Nomar, in so many different ways for Freddie Freeman and his family.
It really does, and we all know, and we can keep talking about it, the warrior that is Freddie Freeman, and the fight that his entire family had endured. Talk about the support that his Dodger family, these amazing fans, all of baseball, kind of the support that he gave them. But yeah, why do you do it? Why do you give it your all? Why do your family, his family, understanding? Yeah, listen, we know we want you here. We know we need you here, but there's also another need out there, and that's for you to go out there for this team in this city and go bring them a championship, and Freddie helped bring that.
You see the players right there. You know, it's good. It's LA, perfect LA weather. Make sure you get your suntan in. Kike Hernandez. Take advantage of the sun. Yes, you have
your
a
vitamin
parade.
D.
You need that vitamin D to go along with, obviously, the drinks that are flowing, but this is the time to celebrate and enjoy. Now, listen, these players are overwhelmed right now, but this is something they will never forget, and I'm smiling because I know these guys have worked so hard for this, but I now envision them 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 25 years from now, they're going to remember that 2024 team, the championship, but also partying with the fans.
It's pretty amazing that this party will continue, and so will our broadcasts, because when we get these players on stage with us and interview them, it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think Kike's going to ask if we're live. I think Walker Buehler will ask if we're live.
Are we live?
I think there'll be, maybe Kopech will ask, are we live? And I think it's going to be a very colorful interviews today when we get to it, and we'll see even if Kike has clothes on by then. Because we got another couple hours of this.
You can be shirtless. That's it. Okay.
And that became a thing this year, the shirtless pitchers inside the Dodgers clubhouse. Well, we just heard from the World Series MVP. How about the National League Championship Series MVP? Tommy Edman is with David Vassegh.
I'm here with NLCS MVP, and his teammates keep calling him the MVP.
Hey, don't forget Eli.
Eli's here, too.
Yeah.
He wants to be a broadcaster. You have any questions for your dad, Eli?
What do you got, buddy? Are you going to say how much fun you having today? We're having a blast. Thanks for asking, Eli. I appreciate it.
Tommy, is this exceeded your expectations?
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, this has got to be way more than 2 million people. That's what they said at the beginning, but this feels like the whole city of LA is out here to support us today. It's been amazing.
Did you realize how much this city loves this team?
You know, I had a good idea, but I feel like I didn't fully comprehend it until today. You know, just seeing everybody out here, it's been amazing. Really, really special feeling.
How much do you love being on this team with these group of guys?
Yeah, there's nothing better in the world. This is these group of guys, best team I've ever been a part of. You know, welcomed me with open arms right away when I got here, just like Eli's welcoming this microphone right now. But yeah, it's been amazing. I've loved every moment of it.
Congratulations, Tommy, and you deserve all of this. You've been such a big part of this team ever since you joined it. And man, you are a world champion.
World champs, baby. Thank you, I appreciate it.
You and Eli.
Let's go, Eli.
Right, Eli.
You have anything to say to your fans, Eli? No, he's good.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
World champion Tommy Edman, the NLCS MVP, and many teammates say the MVP, along with Freddie Freeman.
Oh, Tommy Edman was absolutely incredible for the Dodgers all October long. And he's a guy that Andrew Friedman tried to get during the offseason from the Cardinals. Wasn't able to get it done, but he was able to swing a trade, Jerry, before the trade deadline to bring Tommy Edman here. And I don't know if the Dodgers are celebrating today without that guy, his versatility, and just how clutch he was all season long, playing really a half a season and then in October.
And that's why scouting is so important. Now, listen, I mentioned scouting earlier. Yes, you knew Tommy Edman can play. We knew he could play last year or the year before with the Cardinals, but was he healthy enough? Is he going to be healthy enough to contribute? They went down, they said, hey, he's passing all the tests. He'll be ready to contribute come July, September, October, and August, and obviously he contributed in a big way. But I said it earlier, we all talk about this. You can have stars, but you need guys to complement your stars, and Tommy fits right into this team to play anywhere, like a Kike Hernandez, like a CC3, hit anywhere in the order, and also clutch. The perfect acquisition at the perfect time.
Well, I also think this Dodger organization, and we have seen it for so many years, the way they embrace guys' versatility. I mean, when you look at what you talk about Chris Taylor and Kike Hernandez, we have seen these guys for the years, and we know what they meant to the Dodgers, but the way they're utilized and the way they are so valued. And then you have a guy like Tommy Edman and his versatility. Bring that in, his character, the little things that he brings to the game, where it's not always going to show up on the sheet analytically. And when it comes to the averages, whatever it may be, there are little things that are so important in the game that he brings and that we actually saw in the postseason that were so invaluable. As we talked about, once again, he brings the ability to get that 90 feet when needed.
When you put a whole bunch of people on a field, opposition and your team, and you feel like everybody's got the same ability, you beat people on the edges. And that's where Tommy Edman beats you. He beats you on the edges of the game, the base running, the defense, doing the right things, having the right mentality in an at-bat. That's where the Dodgers beat the Yankees. That's where the Dodgers beat the Padres.
And that's one of those things, or everybody talks about, oh, the Dodgers just buy these stars. They buy these stars. Tommy Edman's not your superstar player, but he is the perfect fit for this team. and he's a pivotal guy on this team as well.
Yeah, when you talk about guys like this, I call them gym rats. They're baseball junkies because they love baseball and they love every part of baseball. We see it with Freddie Freeman with secondary leads or the way he runs the base. He's not the fastest guy, but he knows how to get it done. And the whole team does that.
Yeah, and we need, from a scouting report all throughout baseball, they need to go out and teams need to recognize you got to find more of these guys, not the guys that just jump off the charts. It's the guys that understand the game that wins you ball games.
Bat-to-ball skills is huge.
Certainly is. The Dodgers are the 2024 World Series champions. We've got plenty more coming from the parade in downtown Los Angeles. The team about to make their way here to Dodger Stadium for the rally. Plenty more coming up. Well, you see the 55,000 fans are making their way inside the Dodger Stadium, awaiting the celebration of the 2024 World Series champions. They are en route to the Ravine. Let's hear from David Vassegh with one Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei, you are a world champion. What has this parade meant to you?
ワールドチャンピオンになりました。このパレードを見て、大谷さんにとってどう思いますか？すごい壮観ですし、こんなに人がいると思ってなかったので、ちょっと圧倒されてます。I'm totally overwhelmed with the amount of fans who are here. It's incredible.
What have you thought when you've seen all these fans? Did you know how much you meant to this city?
この街に対して、このファンに対して、大谷さんの存在っていうのはすごい大事なことっていうのは、大谷さんの中では知ってましたかと。本当に1年目からこうやって応援してもらって、受け入れてもらってすごく感謝してますし、最高の結果を出すことができてチームとして素晴らしい1年だったなと思います。It's been an incredible year. I'm so happy that I was able to contribute. The fans and everybody has been so welcoming.
Did you ever think about taking your shirt off like Kike?
No. Never.
Congratulations. You're a pleasure to watch play, the respect you have. And how about your guy right here, Teoscar?
Shohei, do something, Shohei, do something.
World champion Shohei Ohtani and the heart and soul right there, Teoscar Hernandez. Hermanos since Media Day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shohei.
Yeah, really, since Media Day, those two struck up an incredible friendship. They speak to each other sometimes in Japanese, sometimes in Spanish, usually in English, but it's great to see them both celebrating today. And Nomar, I found it only mildly humorous that Shohei said he was just glad to contribute. I mean, he had a historic season, something we've never seen before in Major League Baseball. Nobody had ever done, 43 before, and he goes 54 homers, 59 stolen bases.
Yeah, the only one in the 50-50 club in that particular category, and what an unbelievable season. But him saying, yeah, I'm just only trying to contribute. That's what he's happy about. Well, that's also the way he is, right? The humility and also the work ethic. That just doesn't happen by accident. We know he's an incredible talent. We know that. We heard about it coming in, but he definitely put it on display. But he just doesn't take it for granted. That man works every single day, whatever it is. We heard about him, okay, if I'm not going to be able to pitch, how can I even get better at base running? How do I get better at base stealing? Well, he's put that on display. And then also, it wasn't just all about the long ball. He hit for average. He was hitting when they needed it. He did everything from an offensive side and trying to get the extra base. Whatever is needed, he put on a performance for the ages.
Listen, there's a saying, don't talk about it, be about it. He's a guy, listen, he could have had any type of contract. He's the best athlete on the planet. Everybody knows that. But he deferred a lot of money to put this team in this position, not just this year, but for years to come. So he's all about winning. He's a selfless guy. Yes, 50-50, incredible talent, but he wants to win. All he cares about is being a good teammate. So that interview that you saw right there, that's a little small piece. He is a tremendous teammate. Guys say he's funny in that clubhouse, and he wants to be a part of a great team. He says he wants to do this 9 times. Who am I or who are we to say it can't happen? This guy wants to be a part of that dynasty, and hopefully that dynasty comes to fruition.
Well, I think after experiencing today, all these guys are going to be like, man, I want to do that again, because they're all having such an incredible time here at the Dodgers World Series Championship celebration. Let's go back to the buses because Kirsten has Miguel Rojas.
Miguel, you're a World Series champion. You've got this incredible parade. How would you describe it?
This is all we wanna do throughout the whole year. We didn't think about this, but this is one of the most special moments for this group of guys. get to celebrate with the fans is so special because we didn't even imagine that this is possible when we talk about winning a World Series champion and being the best team in the league. This is coming with us, and this is something that we're going to remember for the rest of our life, and this is the most important part.
Is this the fans that showed up? Could you have imagined how many fans are here today? And is this what you expected?
This is crazy. I didn't expect anything of today, but this is actually the best thing that I've ever seen in my life after seeing my 2 kids born, because I mean, what we sacrificed and what we did to be in this position and to be able to celebrate with these fans so close and actually like throw beers and champagne on them is the best part, because they deserve it as much as we did, because they show up every single day, not just at Dodger Stadium, but they travel best of the whole fans in the world.
You're wearing your Venezuelan flag to be a world champion from Venezuela. Describe that feeling in itself.
Hey, I understand that I don't represent just myself and my family and the organization. I represent the whole country, and I'm just so happy that I get the opportunity to bring every fan from Venezuela, because I know we have a lot, and this is special for me, and I'm glad that I have to represent everybody.
Enjoy this, Miguel.
Thank you.
It's been an overwhelming experience for all the guys on those buses. And they're about to be overwhelmed even more, because here inside Dodger Stadium, the place is packed. The fans cannot wait to celebrate this World Series championship. And Miguel Rojas, one of many heroes on this team who's made sacrifices. He played through a torn adductor, really, for the final few months of the regular season, was getting shots to help him with the pain just so he could play. And one of many heroes as the Dodgers are ready to celebrate with the city of Los Angeles and the fans here at the Ravine. Plenty more from this rally coming up after this.